Well, as you can see, it's a glorious day down on the Thames foreshore today, and I'm here with none other than the renowned Si-Finds mud-loving Luck in the Muck boy. And so we are going to go off and see what we can find. And it's so nice to see Simon after all this time and be back down on the foreshore. There's a little less sludge, isn't there?
Yeah, I was just about to say, the gloop is receding slightly. There's still pockets of sludge here and there, but now the gloopers are up and running again. It means we can get down here and find some good old history. So,
what are you hoping to find today, Simon?
Just a flintlock pistol, you know, from the 1600s. That'd be nice.
Okay.
But no, more realistically, anything with a bit of history attached to it, even a button is cool for me.
Yeah.
This is quite an old area, so I don't know. I just love the mystery of it. You never know what you're going to find next. But an old coin would be pretty nice.
Okay.
Anything like that.
Brilliant. Yeah, me too. Well, let's go and see what we can find.
Let's do it.
Well, I am hoping that I'm going to find some little historical treasures today. I've got a good feeling. So let's see what turns up. Ah, well, of course, the first thing I find is a pipe bowl. And it's a nice one. That's from the 1600s. Probably about 1650 to 1700s. Oh look, I can see a coin here. I think it's a modern one. Let's see. Yes, it is. It's a modern 10p. And here I can see a pipe bowl. You see, wherever I go, it's my destiny to find them. This one looks like a nice 1700s one. There we are, look. A little extraction. It's still black at the moment, but in a couple of days that will be all the same colour as that little bit there that was poking out. A mid-1700s clay pipe. Now, if you look carefully down here, you're going to see in a moment the signs of a bit of Bartman jug or Bellarmine jug. I just lifted up a rock and it was there underneath. Can you see it? It's just there. You can sort of see the stone glazed evidence of a bit of beard, I think. Probably isn't going to be very much, but it isn't. I wonder if it's an eye. Let's have a look. It might be a tiny little eye from a Bellarmine jug. Might be an eyebrow. Now, what can we see along here? I've just seen something. Again, it's modern, but it's good practice for finding things. Here it is, look, a key. Well, I haven't really found very much today, but it does happen from time to time. You go down with all these great expectations, or not, as the case may be, and you don't find a great deal. And that's what happened to me today. I found a couple of pipe bowls, a few pins, but I still have quite a lot of footage in the deep, dark recesses of my computer that I haven't shown you yet. So I'd like to put a video out this weekend. I'm going to put that footage together, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's go back in time now to a few previous outings, and I'll show you what I found that you have not yet seen. But before I go, let's see if Si-Finds had a bit of better luck than I did. So.
Well, Nick, yeah, I've had a few little finds, both in my hand here. First is a Georgian knife, which I really love. It's very tactile. Unfortunately, it hasn't got a name on it. Sometimes they scratch names and stuff of the sailor or whoever owned it. Although I don't think this one has got that, but it's very nice. It would have been used in the 1800s. It's really cool. And also this, which is a bit of a mystery find if you don't know what it is. But if you want to find out, hop over to my channel and I'll let you know exactly what that is.
Ooh, what a tempting thing. Get over onto Si-Finds channel and find out what this thing is.
It's made of lead and it's got little spikes all around the outside. If you're a detectorist or historian, you might already have a good idea, but you've got to be in the hobby, I think, to really know what this is. So, have you got any ideas? Have a little guess and come on over.
Okay, great. And so that's anything else that you want to say?
I love you all. Send me all your love.
I was just walking along and then something caught my eye just over here. I'm going to sort of pan over the area to see if you can spot anything. Here it is, just here. I haven't picked it up yet. Let's pick it up and have a closer look. It's probably quite modern, I should think. Very pretty though. And there's been a lot of rain recently, so possibly some things that were under the surface might have been brought to the surface. Gorgeous. Now, I've just seen something down here. See if you can see what I'm looking at. It's very carefully camouflaged under the water, and there it is. It is a clay pipe. The question is, how much stem is on the end? So we're going to do a little extraction. Let's have a look. Very exciting. Give it a little pull. Oh, not too much stem, but it's a nice pipe nevertheless. So from the early 1800s, I think. An interesting find here. At first I thought it was just a piece of metal, but on turning it over and looking at it, appears to be an eagle or a bird. Maybe it comes off of something military, I'm not sure. Shouldn't get a better look at it. It could be a stone, but it could be a pipe. Just going to prise the mud away from around it. Looks like quite an old one from maybe the 17th or 18th century. You can tell by the shape of the bowl. That's a nice pipe extraction. Oh my goodness. Woo! Oh, that's a beauty. Look at that. Wow, that's up there with one of my longest pipe finds. Oh, I'm thrilled with that. So I've given my pipe a little wash, and here she is in all of her glory. One of the longest ones I've found. Definitely top 10 of the longest pipes that I have found. Sort of mudlarking find you dream of, really. You come down for an evening mudlark, turn over a piece of white looking pottery and find an old toothpaste lid. Woods areca nut toothpaste for removing tartar, whitening the teeth without injuring the enamel. Proprietor W. Woods, Chemist, Plymouth. How fabulous is that? Well, this looks potentially interesting. Wow, it would be amazing if it wasn't broken. Let's have a look. This is exciting. You carefully get this out. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's not broken, you know. It's not broken. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Let's have a look. Take this mud off from around it. I don't know, it looks kind of interesting. I've not seen a bottle like this before. Look at that, it's really quite pretty at the top, isn't it? Okay, let's get this. I'm going to give it a little. Ooh. Gosh, it's left a real mark in the... Right, it is broken a little bit actually, but look at that mark that it's left in the mud. It's been there for so long. Gosh, it's completely imprinted into the mud there. It's almost sort of calcified. It's been there for so long. Look at that. Let's have a look at this bottle. Really curious. I wonder what it comes from. It sort of seems to be covered in like a crust. And yeah, the top is broken a bit. Alright, well that'll go into my bag and we'll have to investigate further. I've partially rinsed this bottle out. It might not be as old as I thought it was, but it's got like a hard residue in there that won't come out. It's sort of solidified. So does anybody know what would have been in this bottle at one time? Look at this! What a beautiful piece of vellamine. You can just see the mouth and the nose and the bottom of the eyes there. That's an absolute stunner. Beautiful! Now, can you see what I'm looking at just here? I'm in a rush actually because the tide's coming in, so we want to get this little pipe out before the tide comes in. Let's see how much stem there is. Probably not a great deal, but still. Out it comes. Not a great deal, but I wonder if there's a maker's mark. No, but it's a nice mid-18th century bowl, so I'm happy with that. very mysterious. I'm just leaving actually to go back to the car because the tide's coming in, and I've spotted all these little bottles here full of what looks like oil. Lots of them. Another one here. On the foreshore, Si and I have met up with Wendy Meister, and you may remember that Wendy makes the most absolutely beautiful jewellery, and it's often inspired by Thames finds like our silver clay pipes and the little Thames foreshore rings and the trowel earrings. I mean, honestly, your inspiring artwork is just fabulous, and so Wendy makes the most wonderful jewellery. So a few years ago I found a really lovely little Victorian butterfly brooch. It's a beautiful little butterfly brooch. It's even got one tiny antenna. And last year, Wendy transformed it into this beautiful silver and gold butterfly necklace. She helped me actually to make it, but it was really Wendy who's behind this ingenious and beautiful piece of jewellery. But what I'm extremely excited about is that Wendy has also been working on a butterfly ring for me. Last year I found a gold ring, actually I found two gold rings, and I was unable to trace the owner. I did make a very big effort, nothing though. And so we have melted this gold down, or rather Wendy's melted the gold down, and she's made me a butterfly ring. And she's used two tiny diamonds which were in one of the rings. And I haven't seen it yet. Now these three rings are rings that I have found over the years, and I've just been discussing with Wendy the possibility of making a ring out of the gold and the diamonds. I've got two diamonds here and a tiny diamond in this broken ring here, of making a ring with a butterfly on it. And so we are going to hopefully, or Wendy is going to be able to transform these three rings with the three diamonds into a butterfly ring. And this is the moment I'm going to see this butterfly ring. And butterflies are really special for me because they really represent transformation, and I'm just so excited about this. So this butterfly ring is going to be in here. It's made from two gold rings that I found, and one of them had two diamonds in.
Oh, upside down.
It's upside down.
Sorry.
So it's in here. Unfortunately my fingers aren't looking my absolute best. I wouldn't be taken on as a ring model, would I?
Yeah,
right,
take that
here it is.
out.
Oh wow, just look at that. Look at it. Wendy's actually made this from two old rings. Gold ring with two diamonds, isn't it gorgeous? And if I just give you that, Wendy.
Yeah.
So there are the butterfly wings with the diamonds, and there's a tiny little leaf and some flowers. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So I'm going to put it on now, on my wedding finger actually. Let's hope it fits. Oh, it's a perfect fit. Look at that. Look at that, isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to try it on the other finger actually, because I'm not married. I'm not married, everyone!
Come and get her.
there. I think it's very hot today, so my fingers were slightly swollen up, and just look at that beautiful muddy hand.
It goes perfectly.
Isn't that beautiful?
Stunning.
Oh, Wendy, it's absolutely gorgeous. I really love it.
The detail in the little flower and leaf. Perfect, isn't it? Perfect.
You might remember I showed you on my video some time ago a gold ring with 2 diamonds that I found on the Thames foreshore, and it has now, along with another ring which I found, been transformed into a gold butterfly ring, and you can even see the little sort of butterfly wing veins there. I absolutely love it. That's my butterfly necklace and my butterfly ring. I've got my butterfly wings. I am Butterfly Woman. So, if you would like to see more of Wendy's jewellery, and it's really worth looking at, she's got some beautiful items of jewellery in her folksy shop, which is Clark's Jewellery. So do have a look at that. And there's also, I do believe, there's actually another butterfly necklace, isn't there?
Just one.
Just one. There's another butterfly necklace which is made from a mould of the object which I found in the river, which I'm also going to show you here. I'll put a photo on. So you could also own a silver, has it got some gold in it too? A silver and gold butterfly ring with, does it have a Thames garnet? With a Thames garnet! So take a look at Wendy's folksy site and you won't regret it. It's full of spectacular jewellery, and you've got some as well, haven't you, Si? Si's behind the camera, by the way.
Yeah, I've got the padlock that she so kindly made, basically from an idea that I had and some pictures that I sent Wendy. She magically created the padlock that I'm going to show you here, and it's amazing. And yeah, they're available also in her folksy store. So, or she might have sold out already, I don't know. But there she goes, she might make some more. Oh, there we go.
Look at that, isn't it beautiful? Is it made with silver? Is it silver?
Yeah, silver, and the brass
Rivets.
rivets are gold.
Gosh, it's made of silver and the brass rivets of gold.
And
it's just like one of the old barge padlocks that you find, and it's got your initials on it.
Right, yeah.
2020. Absolutely beautiful. And I've got my trowel earrings in as well. I'm just dripping with Wendy's jewellery.
And the best thing as well, it actually, I won't do it now, but it does actually undo as well. It actually pivots and undoes, so you can get it off if you want to, rather than having a catch at the back.
Yeah.
The catch is actually within the padlock, so it's really impressive how it's working, a working padlock. So I'm very, very impressed.
Wonderful.
Yeah, love it. Always wear it now, never take it off.
Thank you very much, Wendy.
It's all right, thanks for asking.
Oh, pleasure. So like I said, Simon and I have come to Wendy's place where she has her workshop, her magical workshop. We've bought a few mudlarking finds and we're going to try and do something with them. Simon, what are you going to do? What is the aim of your mission here?
Well, I would like to see if we can make a ring based on one of the buttons that I have found in the Thames. Now, the buttons on the table here vary from Tudor all the way up to the 20th century. For example, we've got a Tudor button. Oh, where is it? There we go. I think this is.
Or is it this one?
Oh yeah, there's a couple. Yeah. So a couple of Tudor, or maybe slightly later, thereabouts. In fact, I think they probably are Tudor buttons. But I think I found that with you, Nick. That one in your hand.
Yes, I remember when you found that one.
So obviously they would be cast and then made into a setting on a ring. So quite a simple process, I think. So what we plan to do is hopefully take a cast of as many of these as we can.
Yep.
But just produce one today with a bit of luck, and then the others will be available on Wendy's Folksy store. So if you feel inspired and you want one to take home with you, then check out her Folksy shop to see what else we came up with today.
And I've also got a little butterfly which I found on the river some time ago in the mud. I'm going to try and make a mould. That's going to be my job, try and make a silver mould and then maybe put a few garnets in there. What do you think about that, Wendy?
I think it's a great idea. We're going to use something called silly gum, which is by PBO, and it's 2-part moulding resin. So you take equal amounts of the white and the blue and mix them together, and then you press whatever you're trying to mould into it and make a blob. and then you just leave it to set.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do that with the butterfly. Oh, and the
also
anchor
with
as
the
well.
anchor, yeah.
And some of the buttons.
So, okay, because I'm kind of going to get an idea. I use separate hands, that way it doesn't mix on my hands, it gives me a bit longer.
Okay, so I just press it.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to make a sort of pad.
Like that.
And then press that into it.
Upside down like
Yeah,
that. Hang on, I'll just make
okay.
like that. Is that enough, do you
I
think?
think so, yeah. I'm just going to... Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I thought it was going to be a lot more messier, that's why you made Nick wear a pinny.
Well, no, it's oily, look.
It doesn't take much for me to get messy.
It's easy to get rid.
Okay, and now for this one. Is this the City of London one?
Oh yeah, look.
Oh yes, that's nice. Right, now I'm going to unpeel the butterfly from this paste here. See, it's set. So I'm going to take this butterfly out very carefully. Oh, it's left a bit of mud in there.
Don't worry.
But look at that! A perfect little butterfly imprint.
Excellent work.
Yeah, ready for the next stage. I bet the people who wore these buttons on their clothes never imagined that one day somebody would be sitting here hundreds of years later making little replicas.
I know. It's great that we can do that.
So we're now on to the next stage of the moulds and the silver paste, which we're going to use. This is silver paste, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going to be filling our little moulds, in my case my butterfly from this butterfly and my anchor from this anchor, with this silver paste. We're going to be pushing it down into those moulds. And Simon, what are you doing? You're doing a button, aren't you?
I'm doing a button that's going to potentially be a ring, but for now we're going to see how it turns out using the City of London shield.
So I've been kneading my little bit of silver clay. And I'm now going to try and put it... Do you think there's enough here? There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and put it into this butterfly mould to make sure that I've got all the clay in the bits. I hope it's not going to be too thin. I'm excited. So now we're going to try and unmould the butterfly.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it has come out.
Yeah, we can dry it and then we'll see what we can do.
So can you explain to me what's going to happen now, the next step in this process?
First of all, we're going to burn off the binder. You're going to see smoke coming up, and then we're going to sinter the silver, which means letting the particles of silver join together and become one whole piece of silver.
Okay, so this is the little button, so this is going to have this process done to it, and you are going to be
the fire starter.
The fire starter.
Yeah.
So now this is going to transform into silver. Right?
Yeah. Well, no, it won't transform until that. Obviously, it's going to be. It's going to. Yeah. It's not going to do much visually, but then when we clean it, is that the right distance?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But then when we clean it, it will become apparent that.
Here we've got little Ginger. What's his name?
Oliver.
Hello, Oliver. Hello. Hello, Oliver. What do you think about it all? Are you hungry, Oliver? Yes. Aww. So Simon has just dropped the molten hot piece of silver that he was just sort of setting there with the torch into the water to cool it down, and now you're going to brush it with this brush.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is burnishing the surface.
So now it's going to reveal its silver colour.
There you go, yeah, definitely.
Is it awesome, Si?
It's awesome! Nice one!
Oh wow, look at that, it's all shiny. Oh, look at that. Excellent.